lovely students. Today's video is a continuation of our previous video where we started binary trees. So today also we will continue with binary trees and see some other important topics related to a binary tree. The topics that we are going to cover is the height of a binary tree, the path length of a binary tree and the weighted path length of a binary tree. Now we all know what a binary tree is, and we also know that in a binary tree, the root is that particular vertex which has degree 2. And that particular vertex with degree 2 is always at the tops. So that's why in a binary tree, you will always find the root at the top, right? And the root is always at level 0. Here you can see that there are 4 levels in this particular binary tree. And there are 13 vertices in this binary tree. So I can say that it is a 13 vertex 4 level binary tree. Now what is the height of a binary tree? The height of the binary tree is the maximum level of the binary tree. The maximum level is denoted by L max, right? So here you can see the maximum level of this binary tree is level 4. Beyond level 4 there is no level. So this is the maximum level that you can have in this particular binary tree. So L max here is 4, right? And as I told you that the maximum level or L max is the height of the binary tree. That means what is the height of this binary tree? The height of this particular binary tree is 4 here because L max is 4, right? So whatever is the maximum level of the binary tree would be the height of that particular binary tree. If a binary tree has maximum of 2 levels, then the height of that binary tree would be 2. If the height of a binary tree, if the binary tree has maximum of 5 levels, the height of that particular binary tree would be 5. If a binary tree has maximum of 3 levels, the height of that particular binary tree would be 3. So basically the height of a binary tree is equal to the maximum level of a binary tree, and that maximum level we denote by L max. Now what is the path length of a binary tree? The sum of levels of all pendant vertices is the path length of a binary tree. Now two important things that we are concerned with over here are, first of all, sum of levels, and second, pendant vertices. So we are concerned with the sum of levels only of the pendant vertices and no other vertex. We will see how we can calculate the path length of a binary tree. Now we will consider the same example. For this particular binary tree, I will find out the path length. Now as I said, the path length is the sum of levels of all pendant vertices. So how many pendant vertices do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can see that in total I have 7 pendant vertices, right? Because I have 7 vertices with degree 1. I know a pendant vertex is one such vertex which has degree 1, and I have 7 such vertices with degree 1. That means I have 7 pendant vertices over here. Those pendant vertices are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? Now the vertex A, I am right now, when I say vertex, that means only the pendant vertices, because right now we are focusing only on the pendant vertices. So A is a pendant vertex which is at which particular level? At level 1. So you write 1. A is at level 1 and there is only one pendant vertex at level 1. So you write 1 once, right? Then moving on, we come to level 2. Now there is no pendant vertex at level 2. So we skip that level. Now we jump to level 3. At level 3, I have 2 pendant vertices. 1, 2. That means 2 pendant vertices, which is vertex B and vertex C, right? So vertex B and C are pendant vertices at level 3. That means B and C are 2 pendant vertices at level 3. So that means I will write level 3 twice. Level 3 will be written twice because there are 2 pendant vertices at level 3. Now I come to level 4 and I see that at level 4 I have 4 right? Since I have 4 pendant vertices at level 4, so I will write 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the sum of the levels of all the pendant vertices, that is 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 gives me 23. That means the path length of this particular binary tree is 23. Okay, so this is how you find the path length of a binary tree. Now next, what is a weighted path length? It is similar to a path length except that the term weighted is added here. So that means here also we are concerned with the sum of the levels of the pendant vertices only, right? But the difference here is that all the pendant vertices will be associated with some numbers here. Like here you saw there were no numbers associated with any of the pendant vertices. But in case of a weighted path length, a weighted path length is first of all calculated for a weighted binary tree, right? And a weighted binary tree is one such binary tree which has weight associated with the vertices, right? And what do I mean by that weight? That means there is a number, like you can see there is a number associated with a vertex. That is called the weight of the vertex. And such a binary tree in which there are numbers associated with the vertices is known as a weighted binary tree. So when I talk of a weighted path length, it is quite obvious that the weighted path length will be calculated only for a weighted binary tree, right? Okay, so how do I find out the weighted path length? The concept is same here. We are concerned with the sum of the levels of all the pendant vertices. The only difference now here is that a weight is associated with the pendant vertices. Like you can see here that at level 1, the pendant vertex is having weight 0.5. Then at level 2, the pendant vertex has a weight associated with it which is 0.3, and at level 3 there are 2 pendant vertices which have weights 0.05 and 0.15 associated with them, right? Now how do I find the weighted path length? Using the same method. Now I will write instead of summing up the levels, I will sum up the weights here, right? Like here I was summing up the levels, right? Here I will sum up the weights. Here in case of a simple binary tree, I was summing up the levels, and the number of times I wrote the level was equal to the number of pendant vertices at that particular level. Now here instead of level I will write down the weight, and the number of times I write down the weight will be equal to the level at which that particular vertex is, right? So that weight for that particular vertex will appear the number of times that particular weight will appear as many number of times as the level of that particular vertex. I will show you an example here. Now how do we calculate the weighted path length? Here you can see that at level 0 there is no pendant vertex. At level 1 I have a pendant vertex with a weight 0.5. Now you would ask me, what are these weights? See, there are certain problems which require some real numbers to be associated with the vertices. Like say for example, this is an example of a hypothetical situation wherein there is a machine, cold drink machine, which has a slot, and when you enter dimes, quarters, pennies and nickels in that slot, only then it will accept those coins. Rest it will not accept any other coin. So only if there is a dime, a quarter or a penny or a nickel, it will be entered in the slot. Rest any other currency will not be entered in the slot. It will not be accepted by the slot of the cold drink machine. So what is the probability that a dime is entered, or what is the probability that a nickel or a penny or a quarter is entered in the cold drink machine? So these weights represent those probabilities. Like the probability of a dime entering in the slot of a cold drink machine here is 0.5. The probability of a quarter entering into the slot of a poultry machine is 0.3. Similarly, the probability of a penny entering is 0.05 and the probability of a nickel entering is 0.15. So for such applications, we use weighted binary trees. We will not get into the details. Here we are concerned with how to find the weighted path length, right? Now the probability of a dime is 0.5 and this particular pendant vertex with the weight 0.5, as you can see, appears at level 1. So since it is at level 1, so this weight will be written only once. I will write 0.5 once. Now the probability of finding a quarter is 0.3. That means this pendant vertex is having a weight associated with it, which is 0.3, and this pendant vertex is at which particular level? At level 2. So that means 0.3 will be written twice since it is at level 2. It is for that particular vertex which is at level 2, so hence it will be written twice, right? Now next, moving on, at level 3 we have two pendant vertices, right? Now the probability of a penny is 0.05 and for this pendant vertex we have this pendant vertex at level 3. So that means 0.05 will be written thrice because it is a weight associated with the pendant vertex which is at level 3, hence it will be written thrice. Then 0.15 is the probability of a nickel entering into the poultry machine. Now this is a weight associated with the pendant vertex at level 3 again. So since this is a weight associated with the pendant vertex which is at level 3, hence I will write this weight thrice because it is for a vertex which is at level 3. So if I sum up all these weights, what I get is 1.7. So this is how I calculate the weighted path length for a weighted binary tree. The only difference is that in case of a normal binary tree, which is not a weighted binary tree, you sum up the levels. And for a weighted binary tree, you find out the path length by summing up the weights of the pendant vertices. This is the only difference. So I hope today's lecture is clear to you.